I think we have one more, right? We got comeback player of the year is our last one here. And yeah, I mean, Joe Flacco, we know came off the couch and was it week 11, 12, whatever it was, led the Browns to the playoffs. DeMar Hamlin,
Oh,
everybody knows that story, came back from the dead to play football again. So Baker Mayfield,
that's just
Tampa Bay
unfair.
had his no, yeah, had his resurgence, right? Baker comes
That's
back,
what
Stafford,
happened.
of
Like
course,
he straight
and
pulled the
Tua.
Undertaker.
Yeah, no, he did just well, that's true. He did. And Tua Tagovailoa. Now, yes, yes. I'm very aware that this is definitely a human interest story. And yes, I do believe DeMar Hamlin will win this award because and I know people will go, well, come on, man, he came back from the dead. Yes, I get that. And yes, in and of itself, I'm very happy for that young man that he's still on this planet. I'm very happy that he still gets to live his dream of playing football. And that is phenomenal. And I'm happy for his family that he's still here. But he barely played, guys. He was a special teams guy. He returned a couple kicks, maybe. Like, and again, I know it's comeback players, so you can always make the argument. I just feel like Baker Mayfield should win this award. He won't, because again, the story here is DeMar Hamlin. Let's just be honest. That's my feeling. But Baker really showed something. Baker has been with what, three different teams in the last few years. Baker
Mhm.
just got keep getting pushed around. They didn't want him in Cleveland. When they didn't want him anywhere. It's like Carolina, that didn't work out either. But he got a chance to actually play again because, Tampa Bay really needed someone. They brought Baker in and had a really great season for them. So again, just my pick would be Baker, but I'm pretty sure DeMar Hamlin wins this award. Delilah?
Yeah, I think the same thing. I think we've had like some other conversations about this. He didn't play a lot of games. It's true. But I think because of the human interest factor, I believe that they're going to give it to Demar because he came back from the dead. But I do agree that Stafford, Goff, and Flacco, one of those guys definitely, to me, just by playing, deserve it more. Just by playing. Again, I agree. I'm so happy he's back and playing and healthy. Thank goodness, right? So I do feel that one of those quarterbacks I listed should get the comeback player just based on what they came back from. Like Stafford had like a broken back or something, and Goff, no one thought. Remember, he was like also people thought he was going off to die in the Lions, right? And he took them to the NFC Conference Championship game. And and Joe Flacco, like we were saying, he was just sitting around. He was hanging out. And I'm like, all right, we need you. And he took them to the playoffs too. So I do believe that one of those three men are more deserving just by football playing standards, but they're gonna give it to DeMar.
All right. Yeah, no, I agree. Tina, what do you say?
Agreed. I think it's going to go to Hamlin. Of the ones that are left, who are the ones that actually won their playoff game? Their first playoff game. At that point, it's got to be Mayfield or Stafford. The others, is it a comeback if you don't win your playoffs? I mean, I know everybody talks about Flacco came off and he wasn't bagging groceries, guys. He was sitting at home with his millions, keeping in shape, trying to get back on a team. I know everybody loves the Flacco story, but he didn't. The defense won those games. Flacco did not win those games. The defense won those games. So I would be between, honestly, Baker. I got to go with Baker because, like what Nick said, here's a comeback. Here's a guy who got shafted off of his team that he was because they threw him under the bus as the scapegoat, and he's young and he plays for another team, doesn't do well. He goes to Carolina, not doing well. He gets shipped off to the Rams. He meets Sean McVay, and Sean McVay says, "Where's that fire? Let's find that. Let's find that again." And he goes to Tampa and he finds what he needs. Yeah, that is a comeback. This was a kid that was set there. Flacco's already won a Super Bowl. He played for the Ravens. It's not a comeback to me. That I'd expect Flacco to play like that if he was brought off the bench. So that's
You're right,
that's my
Chris. He
thought on it.
didn't. I know who you're talking about. You're right.
Yeah, it's Kurt Warner. We all know Kurt Warner was, in
Yeah.
fact, bagging groceries before he got back in the league. But again,
Yeah, but
you got to
Kurt
try.
Warner
It wasn't like he
came
went
in
from
and-
bagging groceries to the league. He got a tryout again, and he made the team. So
yeah.
I get it. But yeah,
And then
but-
he
but-
was winning from that point on with Kurt Warner. Like that's
Yeah.
I think it's just I disagree, Sean.
Sorry, Sean, you got the hand. She told you you're not wearing a tight shirt. She's not interested. Go somewhere else, sir. That's it for you. No soup for you. I don't know. You got the you got
Only
the Tina
tight
wave.
shirts
She gave
winter.
me this right. Tight. There you go. Tina tight shirts winner. She's got a new nickname. There it is. Who thinking? Andy's still hanging his head.
I
That's right.
like Petty Potty better. So you getting rid of Petty Potty?
Petty potty mouth.
Oh no, petty potty mouth is never going away.
That's well, yeah. I was gonna say that never goes away because we all know that's true. But Andy, how about you? What do you say there, sir?
I am going with Mr. Baker Reagan Mayfield. That guy, again, a little bias. Watched him play his full college career at Oklahoma. I like Matt Stafford. I will always have a special place in my heart for Matt Stafford.
Of course.
He is the only University of Georgia quarterback I ever got to see play in person in stadium at a game, because that's the only game I ever. It's the only game I attended since 1988. I've been to 2 games in my lifetime. So there'll always be a special place. By the way, speaking of University of Georgia, shouts out to rest in peace to Trent Woods, who is the son of Big Dog Mike Woods. If you're not familiar, he was the guy that used to have the dog painted on his head at the game. That was the father. His son Trent took up the mantle when he died 6-7 years ago. Son died yesterday unexpectedly, probably of a heart attack. We don't know the causes. And also a rest in peace to Uga 10, whose name was Q, who through his tenure was the most decorated winning University of Georgia mascot. Just wanted to throw that out there.
No, for sure. That's fine. Yeah.
Coming back to this though, I watched this kid, Matthew Stafford, love him. DeMar Hamlin, I'm with you all 100%. I'm glad he is still with us, because it did not look like he was gonna make it. But he made it back, and he was able to make the roster.
Go ahead, Andy. Finish up.
Joe Flacco.
No, I said go ahead and finish, and we'll answer Chris's question. He has a question for us. So
okay, Joe Flacco. I said my 2 cents on Joe Flacco a couple weeks ago. He was Flacco till he flaccoed. So I'm definitely going with Baker Mayfield. I mean, you saw that he was on his way to becoming a journeyman, and he came into Tampa Bay and said, I think I can do something here. And of course, he found God somewhere along the way, because God had a purpose in his life. And right. So yeah, I agree. I'm 100% with I'm 100% behind Baker Mayfield getting the Comeback Player of the Year award. Again, like many of you, I don't think he'll get it, but that's who I think should win it.
No, I hear you. So Chris says, I have a question for you. Of course, you can read there. What is the bigger flex? Jesse Minter going from Vandy DC to Chargers DC in 3 years, or Rip Parcells going from Vandy position coach to multiple Super Bowl winner? Well, I think, Chris, you can answer that question. Right. I mean,
Lombardi's, baby.
I would think the bigger flex is winning a Super Bowl. Personally, that would be my answer. I don't know what everybody else feels, but that would be mine. Thank you for the question. Like I said, we appreciate you watching and throwing the stuff out there. We love everybody who comments. I've seen Lawrence. I've seen Ben. I've seen Sean. Chris, thank you very much. So yeah, Ben, yeah, it's everybody. Hope I didn't miss anyone, but thank you guys so much. But yeah, I mean, I would think winning a Super Bowl is definitely a bigger flex, right, guys?
Yeah.
Only thing
I'm also going to be honest. I'm not as familiar with all of these changes, but I'm going to go with the Super Bowl winner in a few years.
Yeah. only thing bigger than winning the Super Bowl is winning the Super Bowl and throwing the trophy while you on the boat in the river after you won the Super Bowl.
Do you want Sean to pull that clip up? Because I could just see
It's
Sean
not,
right
it's
now.
not
looking
here
for that.
anymore.
I know. That's what I said. Like I was really surprised he got rid of it because I thought that's what he would keep.
Oh,
Forever
that was
because
the
he loved it.
that was the favorite clip for a while there.
Oh, it was absolutely Sean's favorite clip. But yeah, that's just hilarious on many levels. But yeah, no, that is so funny. That is hilarious. But yeah, no, Jesse Minter is he's a defensive coordinator currently for the Los Angeles Chargers. So yeah, there you go. 40 years old, so he's like another young guy who gets a nice job in the
Good.
NFL. So
Can I sidebar for a minute since you brought that up? I'm glad to see some of these young guys getting these opportunities to get on these coaching staffs because I'm tired. I'm tired. The reruns are getting old. It's like, oh, this guy got fired from this team, but now he's over here. And this guy got fired from this team, but now he's over here. And this guy got fired from this team, but he went to go coach at Buck Tussle State University. And then 2 years later, he's back as a head coach over here. Like
Right.
like at some point, these coaches that just can't hack it in the league, just how about stop hiring them and let some of these young guys, because this young blood come in here. The NFL is a very exclusive club, and if you ain't in at the coaching level, if you ain't in, you just ain't in. It'd be
Right.
nice to see some new young guys come in and do some stuff.
No, I agree. And again, it's the NFL has skewed younger. Look at the head coaching changes alone. You got guys that are under 40 with head coaching jobs. There's at least 4 or 5 of
Wearing
them.
tight
So, yeah,
shirts.
wearing tight shirt. Yeah, absolutely. Tina smiles and approves.